Hey gang, well today is day 67 I believe since I started. Now obviously this is not the PCT. I am back in Wisconsin. I am driving my car from Madison to Minneapolis to spend one more night with my girl Sarah before I head back out onto the trail. And yeah, I took a couple days home, go home and just, kind of touch base with Sarah, see some family, spend some time at my house, take care of some personal business. As much as the PCT is this grand adventure, doesn't mean that the rest of your life is put on hold, and doesn't mean that the things that are more important than the trail, such as friends and family and those close to you, should be neglected. So under the the notion of hike your own hike, my hike means I fly back to Wisconsin for a week to see these people and take care of some things that I just said. So today is Sunday. I walked into South Lake Tahoe a week ago. Spent 3 nights there. We got into Tahoe earlier than I thought, so I had to mark some time before my flight home from Reno to Minneapolis took off, and been here since. So I'll be back on the trail, looks like Tuesday, and back down to finish that middle stretch of the Sierras, and then jump ahead to Tahoe and forge my path forward. Obviously, I've done the math, and jumping around sure takes a lot of time and a lot of BS, and skipping sections wastes a lot of time just from a logistics and viewpoint. It takes a lot of money too, and that's set me back, along with all the other BS early on in the trip with like injuries and just needing time to rest and heal up. So yeah, looking at the calendar, when I get back to Tahoe after the Sierra stretch, I'm thinking I'm going to need to average a very aggressive mileage, way more than I've been doing up to now, like in the 25 to 27 mile a day range. That's a pretty daunting task, especially since I've only done 1 or 2 days maybe in the desert in the 25 plus range, but I got my trail legs, and a week off should do me good here. It took me about 6 days to get my strength back, or really rather to catch up on the sleep before I didn't wake up just feeling totally gassed, and still got some hiker hobble. The left ankle, after all these miles, is starting to flare up again in terms of pain, so I might buy an ankle brace to help that out. We'll see. Anyways, a little fear the body might be falling apart. In any event, I've got this a long stretch left. Easily 2.5 months, and it's still my goal to get to Canada continuously from Kennedy Meadows, and to go back whenever and finish up the remaining stretches either after that or early next spring. In any event, that's my hike. I really want to string everything together here on out, do as much as I can. There's going to be a lot of stuff that goes out of my control, wildfires already, etc. I've talked about those before, but we'll see. Still not halfway there in terms of mileage or time on the calendar, but coming home and seeing Sarah has been wonderful. Recharge the batteries, and like I said, spend some quality time with important people, and that should get me through the next 2.5 months. And from there, see what happens. So a couple more hours on this drive tonight. It's a beautiful night. Driving through the Midwest, it's just a great change of pace, great change of scenery. Get away from the trail, kind of, hit the reset button and everything, and just driving on a very beautiful Midwestern night. Love the country here. The American West has its own beauty. The trail has its own beauty. but this is home, so it's important to me. No other place feels like it, and all this green is crazy. So much more green here than consistently I think I see on the trail, even if we don't have all the mountains in that third dimension. So that's one reason why the Ice Age Trail is something I'm going to think about next year. Anyways, that's where I am. Thanks for playing along so far, following me. Should be an interesting trip the rest of the way. All right, that's it. I'm out.